Welcome to a brief introduction about some current IAM work on the stages of asset management maturity and how to recognise higher levels of excellence. We are building on existing IAM knowledge base and guidance on how to assess asset management maturity. This incorporates current thinking and includes some fine-tuning of our long-standing six-box model, especially when considering capabilities beyond the maturity level of competent. This aligns with international consensus, clarifies and updates the IAM's position, and paves the way for some exciting new projects.
The Global Forum on Maintenance and Asset Management is an international network of professional bodies with an interest in asset management. This community has for a number of years been developing consensus around the asset management landscape and maturity frameworks. And I'm delighted that the IAM has been actively involved in the Global Forum's latest project to further develop the principles of asset management maturity and to provide some guidance around how to assess maturity. And I'm delighted also that the IAM has taken the opportunity to update its own guidelines in this area to reflect this latest thinking.
The existing model for asset management maturity recognises that there are two distinct phases on the journey. From the left side, the initial priorities are usually to join things up in a more cohesive and integrated approach to the system of management and the competencies of the organisation. And this is where the 6 boxes of the IAM conceptual model and the SAM Plus assessment methodology are useful aids. However, once the basics are all in place and working, and we have a robust and joined-up capability, how far can we, or should we, take it? And how would we recognise or demonstrate that we're reaching the limits of what's possible and worthwhile, particularly when the state of excellence is highly context-dependent and also continually changing? The Maturity Guide provides some examples of leading-edge characteristics in certain contexts, but we've been working further to understand how one can recognise the symptoms and the attributes of such highly mature and adaptive organisations. And this has revealed that we need to ask questions that do not neatly fit into the 6 boxes of the existing model. So we've developed a refinement to allow for such features to be defined and assessed. In some areas, the attributes of a level 4 or 5 maturity already have a natural home, and it is their refinement or the degree of integration and effectiveness that has to be considered. In the life cycle delivery area, there's just a little reformatting to recognise the overlapping and the interdependent nature of the life cycle phases and their activities. However, in recognising the importance of context, we've made an explicit area of attention for this, seeking how well the organisation is shaped to the evolving internal and external environment. Similarly, the governance and leadership requirements, including the integration of various management systems, seems to deserve specific treatment. Leadership could, of course, have been included in organisation and people on the left, along with the other vital topics such as internal and external resourcing and competency and culture. However, locating leadership with governance seems to help in getting top-level management attention and recognition. We've taken the opportunity also to split risk management from the review and continual improvement fields. This was always a rather artificial bundling in the 6-box model, and handling them separately allows us for greater clarity of focus. And finally, we've added perhaps the most important area of all, a section in which we can focus on results and the effectiveness of asset management. This recognises that an excellent asset management organisation needs to be able to demonstrate that it's achieving ongoing success and the additional value that's being realised. Of course, there are many ways of organising these subjects, and lots of people and organisations have their preferred models or areas of special interest. This structure is specifically designed to support the targeting, assessment and recognition of excellence in asset management. And we've removed all the internal arrows that suggest directional flows. However, the layout does naturally reinforce some underlying process views. For example, it largely aligns with the models such as the Business Excellence Awards and the value chain layout, with a flow from left to right, from resources and planning to delivery processes and on to results. and of course the feedback loops of continual improvement.
From an industry perspective, I welcome evolution of the model. I think it helps show how asset management fits within the overall context of an organisation. So, for example, how it relates to leadership or to people management. I think also that the work that's been done on information management helps bring the model more up to date and makes it fit for the future. I think the work that's been done makes the model more usable in industry, more accessible, and ultimately help do what asset management is there for, which is to drive towards the outcomes of the business.
As someone working in an organisation committed to journeying towards excellence in asset management, I welcome the development of the 10-box model. The 6-box model really helps to introduce the concept of asset management into an organisation. But once you're on the journey, one of the big challenges is having something that better relates to the organisation and its functions and structure. I think the development of the 10-box model will really help with this. The addition of purpose and also leadership and governance and calling out risk management will help with discussions within an organisation. With value and outcomes, the model now explicitly covers everything that an asset management organisation needs to consider.
Obviously, this is still work in progress, and no doubt our thinking will continue to evolve. As you heard, it forms part of several other developments currently underway and has implications for some of our other projects and publications. The landscape is currently being revised, as is ISO 55000 and 55001, and the latest Global Forum documents on maturity have just been published. The IAM is also planning related initiatives and activities in the coming months. It's all very exciting, and I hope you enjoyed our brief introduction and update. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to send them to maturity@theiam.org. Thank you so much for listening.